the nation are planning walkouts, rallies, marches, and what's being called a Day Without Women. It's being organized by the same people who planned the Women's March in Washington back in January in support of women's equal rights and equality. On the other side are people who participated this past weekend in what was called the March for Trump, held on March 4th. Amy Howell drove 3 hours to be at a rally in Nashville, and she joins me now from Memphis. It's really nice to meet you, Amy. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, thank you for having me, Michaela.
So let's talk about what initially and what drew you to candidate Trump.
Well, I just felt like he was he was not a politician, he was a businessman, and he tapped into what a lot of working Americans are feeling, which is frustration. And, not being a politician, a career politician, and pointing out some of the corruption in D.C., and some of the problems that we're having coming out of the worst 8 years of the economy ever. He was my choice from the start.
You drove, I can't agree with you on the worst 8 years of the economy, but I will talk to you about the point that you made was early when I introduced you. You drove 3 hours to be at that rally. It was obviously very important to you. Why?
Well, it's important to support our new president, and he is our president, and people who are saying he's not or shouldn't be, they're ignoring the millions and millions of voters out there that went to the polls and voted for him. Our Women's March was on November 8th, and we elected him president. So I wanted to be part of that patriotic spirit and be with people who love our country, who love the United States, who love our flag. Lots of veterans were there, and it was very uplifting to see that positivity in America.
There are so many people in this country. All Americans love this country and love the flag and respect the office, but we are finding ourselves at a time, and I know you feel it, Amy, I know I do here as well. We're in a time of division in our nation, and I look at what's happening tomorrow, the march that we're going to see, women marching for equality and for women's rights and women's health care. How do you think we put all those divisions aside and come together under the umbrella that we are all Americans, first and foremost?
Well, I think that's exactly what President Trump is saying. He's been saying that all along. We are all Americans first, and we must unite, and we must also not tolerate the people that fight our basic constitutional rights, and for people to burn the flag and protest, and for the media not to cover the positive things that are happening in this country. There are more people that are for Trump than are against him. And the media doesn't show us that, and so that's why, another reason why I decided to be more involved and to encourage other women. I'm a business owner, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I see all this firsthand, and so I believe that Donald Trump is our president, and he's going to be a very good one. And that positivity is contagious, and we need to focus on that positivity. That will unite us if we can focus on the basic fundamentals of being an American. And we also need to be more tolerant of one another.
Well, I could not agree with you more on some of those points in terms of acceptance of one another and the fact that it's important for people to sort of not take sides. You know what I mean? I think that we've been seeing a lot of that. Things are black and white in the nation. There's a lot of gray area. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to have you come on, Amy, and share what your thoughts are. Just have a really honest conversation about where your head is as a Trump supporter. Because, again, I don't believe there is a grand conspiracy in the media at all. I work in the media, and I'm very proud of my colleagues. And so we want to make sure we shine a light on that's fair. We didn't come on here to argue, Amy, but I did want to talk to you about getting to that rally and your support of Donald Trump. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Have a great day. Chancellor